Let's be clear. I gave up my consent because I had to. I don't want to drown, but I can't see any other way. I've always made the wrong choice when it comes to men. I thought giving up my ability to make choices would save me. That meant agreeing to non-consent and Jace making all the choices for me. The first choice he made was expected. It required that I prove my affection and devotion to him. Jace wanted to be a photographer, or so he said. In the mornings, I'd pose while he took photos of me. I never liked myself on the side of the camera. Choice I've always made, which according to Jace was wrong. In the afternoons, I entertained him and fed him, all with a smile. He said he loved the outdoors, so I'd plan outings for the two of us. I enjoyed this, but being unable to take agency in my life meant I would stay until I was exhausted, wondering if he could sense that I had had enough. In the evenings after dinner, Jace wanted to be seduced, so we danced together until I felt his energy change and sensed it was time for me to prove my affections again. This pattern repeated until I realized the person making the choices was never interested in creating a better life for me. I've avoided making my own mistakes, but now I'm making someone else's. No one told me that choosing nothing was still a choice. I've never been afraid of being alone, only of being dependent on people who could leave. It only made sense to ensure I never became dependent on anyone again. In the beginning, when I wouldn't let Jace in my house, he'd meet me at my window or in the park for dates. And when I began my career, he'd drive an hour to my home 3 days a week for photo shoots. Our contractual agreement specified that he be available for dancing, cuddling, and that if sex was to take place, my attorney would need a current STD test from him and my written consent. This pattern repeated until I realized my need to control had somehow made me a slave. I'd consented to give up my agency and ability to be vulnerable. Neither freed me. One made me a slave, the other built me a prison. I am successful, powerful, capable, and small. When all else failed, I built the life I was told would make me happy, the life people said I should have. I was feminine, soft, and submissive. I made foreplay out of daily activities because reciprocation isn't something women should want. We'd lay in the grass while the sun validated our connection. I made him wait, but not long enough to lose his attention. I wore clothes that showed just enough skin without going overboard. And once I did feel safe, I made my body available to him at all hours of the day and night. I nurtured his ambition to become a photographer while putting my career on hold. We'd play cards during breakfast and end up talking till mid-afternoon. We'd dance all night, knowing one day we'd be too busy or too tired to do so. When I wasn't satisfied, I said nothing, and when he cheated, I stayed. Who decided that life should be this way? I've submitted to Jace, control, and society. I see the pattern. The dom is safety, and even when in control, the submissive one is me. I'm completely uncertain, unsure, unsafe, and it feels free. I don't know who I'll become, and for the first time in my life, that doesn't frighten me.
Welcome to How to Date. I'm your host, Calvin King. Today's dating scene is different. Most people keep doing the same things and getting the same results. But if you want something different, you need to try some different approaches. If you're new to dating, this guide is designed to show you what healthy dating can look like. To assist us, we'll observe 3 couples whose experiences will help illustrate the process. Your first date should never be inside a confined space. Restaurants and coffee shops require you to sit still and maintain eye contact. This can cause anxiety. Try something outdoors like getting gelato and going for a walk. This has 3 benefits. It can give you both space to move around without needing to perform. You can use this time to observe how your date treats people. And if one of you isn't enjoying the date, it can make it easy to end it without feeling weird. Now, if you're extroverted, you could try something that brings out the kid in both of you. And what could do that better than blowing bubbles? I know what you're thinking, but this isn't about the bubbles. This is about seeing how the two of you interact together. If your date gets angry that they couldn't get an expensive meal, or if they think having fun together is stupid, then these bubbles may have just saved you from a future breakup. Last, if you really want to try something different and your date is open to trying new things, try making intentional physical contact and just talk.
My body count is 12.
You're safe with me, physically and emotionally.
So the number of partners I've had doesn't matter?
No, it just helps me understand how selective you are and if there's potential for stability.
That makes sense.
I kind of assumed you'd be more concerned about your safety than whether or not I cared about your body count.
I am, but not in the way you think.
What do you mean?
I wanted to know if you're prone to commit violence against women, but I also wanted to know if you're just trying to have sex with me.
That's understandable. I guess we both could benefit from communication.
And I guess we all learned something. The foundation of relationships is communication, and as you can see, it looks like we're off to a good start. Our next couple's on their second date. Now that the two of you know a little about each other, it's a good time to find out if you are comfortable or just being polite. Take this time to ask serious questions like, what do you want from a relationship? What are your shortcomings? What keeps you busy? And can I take a picture of you so my friends know you're real? Take this time to listen and learn about your date. Remember, dating is about finding whether you're compatible for a long-term relationship, not about whether they'll have sex with you. If things are going well before you know it, you'll be sitting next to each other, and you'll start to feel that same electricity Max and Lucas felt when they were holding hands on the bus. Before you know it, instead of asking, should we proceed, you'll be asking, at what pace? After 2 successful dates, you'll start to experience yourselves from a bird's eye view. By the 3rd date, every embrace will be passionate. By the 4th date, you'll cease using words, only communicating through interpretive dance. And by the 5th date, the two of you will agree to a merging of preferences, habits, and bloodlines. Seriously though, we've got to figure something out. We've got a lot of issues between men and women, and both groups are to blame. And if that wasn't bad enough, the technology we use only makes things worse. I don't think there's one solution to our problem. In fact, there are many things we can try. Things like trading perspectives, explaining intentions, having phone-free time, explaining invisible rules, or creating systems to help you communicate. Regardless of what you choose, the objective is not to prey on one another. The objective is to prey on the problem.
For years, I've told myself that relationships should have a certain aesthetic, that someone else would hold me down, that control would protect me, and that society had already figured out what successful relationships look like. Each time I felt certain about my decisions, only to later find out that I was wrong. I've learned there's no certainty, no safety, only the choices you make and the consequences of those actions. What if the thing I feared wasn't drowning, but swimming, thriving? Fearing the water has gotten me nowhere. Maybe the point was never to stay dry. Maybe the point was to stop standing on the shore waiting for certainty. I've spent years treating uncertainty like an enemy, fighting it, avoiding it, running from it. But every meaningful moment in my life required me to step into the unknown. And when I think about Jace, the need for control, and society, each promised to keep me above water, but none taught me how to swim. Maybe I'm supposed to go with the current. I don't want to drown, but I can't see any other way.